Hey Sarah, do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to talk to you about if that's all right. Oh, hello Olivia. Always nice to hear from you. I'm actually on my lunch break right now, so I think I should be able to talk for a little bit. What's on your mind? Is there anything that I can do for you? Actually, there is, since you've asked. You see, Rachel has just recently gotten divorced, and she wants to come live with us. Also, she'll be bringing along her boyfriend Tyler as well. Wait, hold on a second. Maybe I'm not understanding correctly. Rachel got divorced and she has a boyfriend? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That's right, her husband found out that her and Tyler were having an affair behind his back, so they split up. It's really a shame my poor sweet daughter getting cast aside like that. But she was the one who was cheating, wasn't she? Perhaps, but that's only because she's really serious about this Tyler guy. They've already been talking about getting married, so they're going to come live with us. Okay, let me just make sure I have this whole thing clear. Rachel cheated on her husband with this Tyler guy, right? And now Rachel and the man that she cheated on her husband with want to come and move in with us? That's right. But you really shouldn't be acting so confused that this is happening. I mean, life is a journey, and you never know where it's going to take you sometimes. You really need to have a little more sympathy, Sarah. I understand that life can rarely go as you plan it, but I think that applies more to Rachel's ex-husband than it does Rachel, don't you think? I mean, she was the one who cheated, right? I really think that cheating is such a nasty term. What happened is that my daughter just so happened to find her true love after she had gotten married. Honestly, you really need to try and keep more of an open mind about these things. I really am not sure if I can agree with you on that one. Well, I guess that just means that you're close-minded and bigoted then. Anyways, that isn't even the main thing I wanted to talk to you about. I see. So then what is it that you wanted to talk to me about? Well, the thing is that Tyler doesn't have a job. You see... Wait a second, wasn't Rachel also a housewife before this? So you're telling me that neither of those two have any sort of employment at all? Yes, that's right. I'm glad that you seem to understand that part easily enough. So anyways, they're going to arrive tomorrow to live with us. Tomorrow? That's way too soon. I know it's sudden. But I also know that you have a really nice, well-paying job, and that's why, for the time being, you're going to pay for all of their expenses. Excuse me? And just who is deciding all of this? I never remember agreeing to that. I am deciding it, of course. I just told you that those two don't have jobs. How are they supposed to take care of themselves if they don't even have any money? So you need to learn to open your heart and give back to your family in need. And just why does the burden of doing all of that have to fall on me? I never agreed to any of this. This is the first I'm hearing that all this even happened. You can't just tell me this is something I'll have to deal with from now on, and I certainly don't want either of them living in my house. I don't remember ever asking for your input on this matter, Sarah. You need to understand that this isn't your house, it's mine. I make the rules around here, and what I say goes. I expect you to go along with this, and I don't want to hear any more complaints out of you. You think that you're in charge around here? Well, of course I am. You're my son's wife, which means that you're beneath me in the family. You just have to be a good daughter-in-law and do as I say. Do you understand? And by do as you say, you mean cover all the expenses for the two people who are going to move in with us tomorrow? I really don't know if there's even room in the budget to be able to pay for 2 more mouths to feed around here. No, you listen here, young lady. You might be my daughter-in-law, but Rachel is my daughter, and Tyler might become my new son-in-law. These are your family members just as much as they are mine, and you will do everything you can for them. But they aren't even married yet. They're just moving in unannounced, and for some reason, I'm the one who's going to have to pay for everything. If you don't like it, then why don't you just get a divorce? If you hate being a member of this family so much, then why don't you just divorce my son and never come back, huh? Because I know that my Rex is a good boy who would always do as his mother tells him. I really don't think that Rex is going to just go along with this just because you want it to happen, Olivia. But I suppose we'll just have to talk about this tonight, won't we? No, I really don't see any point in talking about this. Rachel and Tyler have already packed their bags and they will arrive tomorrow whether you like it or not. You can either accept it or leave. Your choice. Rex, I know that you're away on your business trip right now, but I really could use your advice right now, if you have a minute to talk.
Sarah, of course I have time to talk. Is everything okay? Did something happen at home or something?
Well, it's about your mom, actually. She said something to me this afternoon that really kind of worried me. She told me that your sister Rachel cheated on her husband and now she's divorced. But then she told me that she's still with this guy she cheated on her husband with, Tyler, and then now both of them are coming to live with us. She told me they were going to be arriving with all their bags tomorrow and that I didn't have a say in it at all.
Whoa, what? Hold on, that is a lot to take in all at once. I don't even know how to begin a response to something like that.
But it's true. She told me about all of this in the afternoon via text. Not only that, but on top of everything I've just said, she demanded that I pay for everything that the two of them might need, since neither of them are working.
Did she really say that to you? What in the world could my mom be thinking? That's just crazy.
I know, right? I tried telling her that it was just unacceptable, but she refused to listen to me.
And Rachel, too. I just can't believe that she would do something like that. I never thought that she was the kind of person at all.
I know what you mean. I just heard that all of this was happening, and I was really shocked that Rachel actually did something like that. But more than that, I was shocked that your mom appeared to take Rachel's side in this, and even pitied her for her divorce.
Well, my mom has always let Rachel get away with basically whatever she wanted. But I think that's all it's done for Rachel is make her think that she can get away with doing whatever she wants. Even I've tried talking to Rachel about not acting out, but she just doesn't listen to me. Still, I never thought that she would go as far as to do something like this.
I know that you and Rachel have had troubles in the past, Rex. You've talked to me about them before. I do really think that you're sweet for trying to talk some sense into her, even though she doesn't listen.
To be honest with you, I think one of the reasons my parents ended up divorcing was because he just couldn't watch my mom raise his kids that way.
Oh, I don't think you've ever told me that before.
By the way, you said this guy's name was Tyler, right? You didn't have to get his last name, did you?
Your mom mentioned it to me once back at home. Tyler Sanders is his full name, I think.
Tyler Sanders. Now that name is really ringing a bell.
Well, I really don't know. I could be getting things wrong. You could say that my mind was on other things while I was talking to your mom.
Of course, that makes total sense. But either way, that name is just really gonna bug me. I think I'll need to look into this Tyler guy. If he's the guy that I'm thinking of, I think I might have actually met him before. He was a friend of a friend of a friend or something like that. But for some reason, the name just stuck in my head.
I see. Well, okay then, if that's the case, let me know if you find out anything interesting about him.
Of course! You'll be the first to know. Anyways, I'm gonna text some friends and see if I can figure this out.
Got it. Good luck with that, Rex. Olivia? Where are you right now? I need you here. What are you talking about? Why are you texting me with that tone, huh? I'm not grabbing dinner with friends. What do you want? Make it quick. I'm trying to enjoy myself. Well, it's about Rachel and Tyler, actually. What about those two? They've been at home since the afternoon. Did you finally get to meet them? Yes, I did meet them when I came home from work. But I was just wondering why those two were in my bedroom and acting like it was theirs. They said they already unpacked all their things and were looking forward to finally having a room again. Not only that, but all my stuff was strewn all over the place in the backyard. I want to know just what is going on here. Well, you gave up your room for those two, of course. That's why I tossed all your stuff outside in the yard. Any other questions? I didn't give up my room to anyone. It sounds to me like you decided that for me and emptied out my bedroom. Well, then I hope this just helps you reconsider about financially supporting these two while they get back on their feet. What are you talking about, Olivia? What does one of those things have to do with the other? I just mean that you were so adamant that you wouldn't be contributing to those two's financial needs. Given that that was the case, I saw a little alternative but to give them your room. I don't care what kind of little games you're trying to play with me right now. I'm not giving up my room or giving them any money. You're trying to rope me into something that I never wanted and was never even asked about, and I'm not going to sit here and take it. Well then, I guess you might as well get used to having your things sitting out on the lawn. You better hope that it doesn't rain. I'd hate for all your things to get ruined. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I did hear that there was going to be rain tonight. And just who do you think you are condescending me like that, huh? I mean, why do you think you get to decide everything that goes on in this house? That's the exact same thing that I would like to ask you, Sarah. You're my daughter-in-law, and yet you think that you have a right to argue with anything that your mother-in-law tells you to do. You ought to learn your place. You really want to talk about who has the right to do what in this house? Of course. And since you were so insistent about disobeying me about giving them money, so I invoked my right to toss all your things out of my house. I honestly can't believe that you're being so cruel to these poor two lovers. They have no place to go and nothing but each other's love to keep them going, and you're really upset that they're in your room? I told you once, and I'll tell you again. You either do as I say, or you can get out. Those are your two options. Hey, Rex. I was just curious if you were on your way home already?
Yeah, I'm on a train right now. Should be a few hours before I'm back. How are things going at home? I'm almost scared to ask. But did Rachel and Tyler end up arrive yesterday like my mom said they would?
Yes, they got here yesterday afternoon and they're already making themselves at home. In fact, they've hijacked our bedroom as their own.
Hijacked our bedroom? What does that mean exactly?
Well, when I got home from work yesterday, the two of them had arrived. They had all their stuff unpacked in our room and all my things had been thrown out into the backyard. Your mom said she did it because I was arguing with her. She said that if I wasn't going to help them financially, then it was her right to throw all of my things outside.
You have to be kidding me. Honestly, just what is she thinking? I can't believe my mom is acting this way. It's ridiculous. Sarah, I just want you to know how sorry I am that my mom is putting us through all of this.
Rex, it's not you who should be apologizing, though. It's your mom.
Speaking of my mom, where was she when you got home? And did you manage to get your things back inside okay?
Your mom said she was out grabbing lunch with friends. As for me, I had to quickly go and rent a moving truck to store all my stuff until this gets figured out. I'm staying in a hotel for the time being.
Oh, jeez, I am so sorry you're having to go through all of this.
I'm sorry I couldn't tell you about any of this sooner. I was running around like crazy last night, and I didn't even have a moment to catch my breath until it was already past midnight.
It's okay, it sounds like you need to just take a rest for now.
It's the one right by Union Station that we always walk by.
Ah, got it. Well, would you like to meet me when I arrive at the station? I think I've finally figured out who this Tyler guy is, and we have to talk about.
You really figured it out? Was he the guy that you thought he was the whole time?
It's way too long to even begin to type out, honestly. I'm gonna have to stop by my office after I arrive, but I promise to tell you all about this evening, okay? But still, I arrive at the station in a couple of hours and will tell my bosses I'm taking an early lunch. I really can't wait to see you, sweetie.
Oh, me neither, Rex. I just want all this to be over already. So I guess I'll meet you at the station around 11 then.
Perfect, I'll see you then. Perfect, I'll see you then, Sarah. Get some rest in the meantime.
Hey, Rex, I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful for you telling all about what you found out at lunch. I know that you said you would in the evening, but I just couldn't wait that long to find out.
Of course, Sarah. I didn't mean to tease you with that kind of information. I just wasn't sure how long it would take to lay it all out.
I know. I was really shocked by what you told me. I mean, even having met Tyler, I never thought that he was that kind of person.
I know, right? When my friend told me about him, I just felt myself getting goosebumps and remember a really bad feeling coming over me.
I mean, if that kind of person is living in our home right now, I think I'd rather stay in the hotel than go back.
You're right. That's a good idea. You should stay there until we have everything ready.
Sarah, I am sick and tired of playing this game with you. Just how long are you going to keep us all waiting, What are you going on about this time, Olivia? Don't you pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. I want to know when you're going to start giving money to Rachel and Tyler. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? I am not going to give either of them a single cent. I never said that I was going to. I've only told you that this isn't going to happen, so stop asking. You really are starting to get on my last nerve. But if you refuse to listen to your mother-in-law, then I have no choice but to make Rex divorce you.
Mom, are you there? We need to talk.
Oh, Rex! Perfect timing, son. I was actually just about to message you, funnily enough. It's about your wife, you see. I've told Sarah over and over again that she needs to help support Rachel and Tyler, and she simply refuses to obey me. Do you think you could try talking some sense into her?
Actually, Sarah and I have decided to move out of that house.
Wait, what? What do you mean you two are moving out?
Well, Sarah has already loaded up all of her belongings that she threw out in the yard. Not that you've noticed. And I spent all night last night packing up my own things while everyone was asleep. And now Sarah and I are together.
Hold on a second. You two are really going to move out of the house? But where are you going to go? Where are you both now?
I'm not going to tell you, Mom. In fact, Sarah and I never want to talk to you again.
You can't just cut your mother out of your life like this. That's ridiculous.
No, Mom, the only ridiculous thing about the situation is you. And I'm not going to stand by any longer while you try to control my wife.
Control her? I am her mother-in-law. I'm not controlling her. She's just disobeying me. Every time I ask her to make the smallest of sacrifices for this family, she flat out refuses to do so. You need to remind her of her place in this house right now.
Mom, tell me how much you know about this Tyler guy that Rachel is seeing.
What do you mean, what do I know about him? He's Rachel's boyfriend, and that's all that matters.
I'm afraid you're quite misinformed. Tyler actually had an affair with the wives of one of my friends.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
And it wasn't just once. Tyler has a history as being a serial cheater. In fact, he has a debt of more than $1 million from all the adultery cases that he was part of.
He owes more than $1 million in debt?
That's right. When I first heard his name, it really rung a bell for me. I asked around, and I'm quite sure that the man who Rachel is seeing now is the same one that's known for sleeping around so much. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this was all part of some elaborate plan of his to have a place to live and get someone to cover all of his bills for him. Maybe he's even roped Rachel into this little scheme of his too.
You don't actually think your sister is trying to scam her own family, do you?
I think that I would really be careful with your money, unless it's already too late. When was the last time that you checked how much you have in your accounts? Unless it's true what Sarah told me about how you took all the money that you got from Dad during the divorce, withdrew it in cash, and kept it for safekeeping in your house.
I thought that it would be a good nest egg for when I retire. Besides, you know I hate all that funny money and card business. The money just doesn't feel real unless I have it in my hands.
And do you think it's possible that Tyler might have heard about this money through Rachel or something?
You don't really think.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't hurt to make sure everything is where you left it.
But that was all my money. It was what I was going to live off of for the rest of my life. This can't be happening. Sarah, are you there? You have to help me. It's just horrible. What is it this time, Olivia? My retirement money. My savings, all $30,000 of it is gone, vanished. Oh, really? You mean all that cash you kept in your room? That's right. I couldn't find it anywhere, and I asked Rachel if she might have known where it went. She told me that her and Tyler used it all on a party that they held celebrating moving in with us. Wow, how do you even spend that amount of money on a single party? That's actually impressive. No, it isn't. It's my money, and I want it back. You have to help me. And just why are you coming to me to ask for help? I would quit wasting your time texting me and start looking for a job instead. But I'm your mother-in-law, Sarah. You owe me for letting you live with me. That's why you have to help me. Olivia, I'd like to ask you something that I've had on my mind for a while now. Do you think that you were the one letting me live with you? Well, what do you mean by that? You don't have any other family or anything, so obviously when you got married, this house would go to me. That's just how you show respect to your in-laws. I know that both my parents are dead, thank you very much. What I want to know is how you think you suddenly own the house that they left to me. I inherited the lease to the house, and I've been paying rent on it ever since. So then, you're saying that you're the owner? That is exactly what I'm saying. I've had this house since before I got married, and after Rex and I did get married, he moved in with me. Then, after your divorce, Rex and I took pity on you and agreed to let you live with us. Of course, that was before I knew just how difficult living with you was going to be. That can't be true! I'm not done yet. Now that you've invited Rachel and Tyler to live with us, I just don't see the point in staying there any longer. I've canceled the lease for the house, and you all have until the end of the month to move out. You, Tyler, and Rachel all better start packing your stuff quick. But you can't do that! Where am I supposed to go? I just told you that I lost all of my retirement money. That's a problem for you to figure out. Apparently, Tyler was in more debt than what he owed to the court. I heard late from a neighbor one night a black van showed up outside our old house. Some strong-looking men stepped out, barged their way into the house, took Tyler and Rachel, and drove off into the night. I don't even want to think about what happened to those two. As for Olivia, with no money and no house, she had to go back to work and learn to live on her own again. I hear that she's living in a tiny apartment, barely making ends meet these days. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good evening, Julia. I hope you're doing well. I had something that I needed to ask you about, so I'd appreciate it if you could give me just a moment of your time this evening.
Hello, Mary. It's nice to hear from you. It's been quite a while since we've last spoken. I honestly had forgotten you had my line account info.
A little birdie told me that you were going to that new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown this Saturday. Is that true?
I'm sorry. How did you hear about that?
My son Art heard about it from your boy Rick the other day.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Rick and Art are in the same class.
Ah, so it is true then.
Well, yes, we've been planning on it for weeks now. We're having a celebration for a family member, so we decided to have the whole family get together.
Oh, isn't that nice? And you're really going to that new place? I'm so jealous. I keep asking my husband to take me there, but he never does.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty new, so it's no easy feat to get a reservation with them. I was surprised we were able to make ours.
Right, I heard they're fully booked for 1 month from now. So I hope you don't mind that we'll be tagging along.
Tagging along?
It's been so long since I've been to a good restaurant. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to save up my appetite. I might just skip lunch that day. Actually, I might skip breakfast too.
Mary.
What is it, Julia?
I'm not sure how to put this, but are you really trying to invite yourself to a celebration for my family?
Of course I am, dear.
Okay, so you were serious. I'm sorry, Mary, but like I said before, this is a private celebration for a family member, so only family members are coming. So, no, I'm afraid you're not gonna be able to join us.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Your son told my son about the party, didn't he? That's as good as an invitation in my book. Why else would he go out of his way to talk about it unless he was implying that we were invited too?
That's nothing even close to an invitation. Rick's just really excited about it, is all. He's been talking to all his friends about it for the last week or so. And in any case, I'm not sure how anyone could consider a conversation between two 5-year-old boys to have any sort of implied invitation, much less your whole family.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. At the very least, your son was gloating about how he was going to go to a fancy restaurant for a party, and that's incredibly rude. So to make up for your son's behavior, you're going to let us come with you, and that's final.
Mary, again, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to the dinner. This party was organized by my husband's family member. He is the one who's footing the bill for this whole thing. I can't go abusing his generosity by bringing along my son's friend's whole family, don't you see?
Don't think you can hide anything from me, Julia. This relative of yours, isn't he the CEO of the award-winning architectural design firm that just put up a brand new office building downtown?
How did you know that?
If I recall correctly, I believe he's your husband's uncle, isn't he? He and my father-in-law were classmates in college.
Ah, well, I guess it's a small world, huh?
That's not very many people in this city who have the money and influence to be able to get a reservation at that restaurant, much less be able to pay for a party for their whole family there.
You're quite the sleuth, aren't you?
And with how often our boys play together at school, we may not be officially related, but we're practically family, aren't we?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
And since we're practically family, then we have every right to join in family events.
That doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
We're looking forward to this Saturday. We'll be sure to be there at least 15 minutes before the reservation time so we can get started as soon as possible.
Mary, are you listening to me? I've told you time and time again. No, you may not come to the dinner. Hey, Henry, are you done at work yet? I need to talk to you as soon as possible. We've got a big problem on our hands.
Yeah, I just got finished a little bit ago. What's going on?
It's about the party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah, the Korean barbecue dinner my uncle's throwing for us. What about it? Uh-oh, did something come up? Are you not going to be able to make it anymore?
No, it's not that. It's something a million times worse than that.
Jeez, sounds really serious. What's the problem?
There's this woman, Mary. She's the mother of one of Rick's classmates, and she's bound and determined that she's going to join us at the party.
What? How did this happen? What made her think she can come?
She said that Rick was going around to the other kids at school, bragging that he was gonna get to eat at a fancy new restaurant. But when I asked Rick about it just now, he said that he had only told one person, a friend of his, that he was going to eat Korean barbecue on Saturday, and that he was really excited about it. He didn't tell Mary's son about it at all. He just happened to overhear the conversation. He went home and told his mom about it, and whether it was his lie or Mary's embellishment, I'm not sure. But, well, here we are.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this. How did that result in her thinking she could invite herself to our family's dinner?
I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea what in the world is going on inside that head of hers. I'll show you our text conversation later. But she was jumping to conclusion after conclusion and using the most strained, bizarre explanations to justify it. I told her I forget how many times that she couldn't come, but she just ignored me and said, "See you Saturday," and that was the last message she sent me.
Wait a minute. I think I might know this woman you're talking about. You said her name was Mary, right? Is she Art's mom by any chance?
Yeah, she is, but how did you know about her?
How could I not? That woman is legendary. Everyone at that daycare knows about her. This isn't the first time she's tried to barge her way into other people's lives in order to get free food. She's a repeat offender. You wouldn't believe how many of the mothers have told me that she's invited them out to lunch, only to say, "Oops, I forgot my wallet." Then she asks them to pay with the promise that she'll pay it back, but never does. I also heard that she always takes an empty bowl with her when she goes to other people's houses, and after she leaves, they notice that a lot of their leftovers have mysteriously vanished.
Holy cow, what kind of person does that?
That's why she never gets invited to any of the mothers' group events at the school. All the other moms are sick and tired of her mooching off them constantly.
Jeez, Henry, I didn't even know about all that. You sure know a lot about her.
Yeah, a coworker of mine told me the other day that Mary had been targeting his wife for the last several weeks until he put a stop to it. Once he caught on to her, he always made sure that he was in the room whenever Mary came over and talked to his wife. And eventually, Mary realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with them anymore.
Oh, yikes! That's insane! I never really interacted with her very much before. I had no idea that's what she was like.
Well, now that you know, you need to watch your back too, Julia.
What do you mean?
What else? She's obviously chosen you as her next mark.
Oh no. This is terrible. What do you think I should do?
For the time being, the first thing we should do is tell Rick not to talk about the family dinner to anyone else at school from now on. You need to be careful too. Make sure you don't give out any specific details like where or when it's happening to anyone at the school. Actually, don't talk about it at all to anyone other than family.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, I'll take care of dropping Rick off and picking him up from school this week. It's actually great timing, since I was planning on working from home this week anyway.
Thanks a lot, Henry. I'm sorry that you have to do this because of me.
Hello, Julia. Today's finally the day of the big Korean barbecue dinner. I'm so excited. I'll be bringing my whole family along, so make sure you keep 5 seats open for us.
Mary, I distinctly remember telling you that you weren't allowed to come. There are no seats for you and your family. We've already given the restaurant a guest list, and we can't change it anymore.
Oh, that's no issue. Don't be ridiculous. All you need to do is call up the restaurant and ask for a few more seats. It's not like they're going to run out of meat or anything. Even if they did, they could just have a staff member go to the supermarket and pick up some more. Simple.
And what restaurant would that be?
Don't underestimate me, Julia. I know that you've been hiding from me this week. You're trying to keep me from finding out about where and when the dinner is, aren't you? You even went so far as having your husband take Rick to school to keep from seeing me. Didn't you? I saw right through your half-baked little scam. So you have to stop playing dumb. There's nothing you can do to stop me at this point, Julia. I know everything. As a matter of fact, we're already here. We got to the restaurant about 10 minutes ago. This really is a lovely place.
Wait, you are? That's...
I hope you don't mind that we start cooking the meat. My boys are starving. We went ahead and ordered 10 plates of the super premium course, so there might be some left for you if you get here in time.
Wow, that's very helpful of you.
I felt so great leaving the house without needing to worry about having enough cash on hand, or even remembering to bring my wallet at all. It's so nice of you to treat us to such a delicious meal. Oh, the waitress is coming back to the table. I'll go ahead and order another round of the super premium set. We've already eaten most of the first round. The smell of meat grilling really is the best.
Glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I forgot to get drinks. I need to call the waitress back. What kind of wine do you prefer, Julia? I've always wanted to try Dom Perignon. I think I'll go ahead and put a bottle on the tap. Oh, but I'd feel bad for my kids having to watch us have something so exquisite. I'll order another super premium course for them. They're growing boys after all. They'll have no trouble eating it at all. I'll let you know when the waitress comes around with a check, so be sure to have your credit card number handy. Julia, where in the world are you? We've been looking all around the restaurant for you and your family, but we can't find you anywhere. Are you in one of the private rooms? Oh well, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I know you're here anyway. Ah, Julia, this has been the best I've eaten in years. The rest of the family enjoyed it too. So much so that we ended up ordering 25 plates of the super premium course. I'm so stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite. It's getting too late, so we were just about to get back in the car and go home. Ah, yes. And the waitress just brought the check. The total came to $4,000. Be a dear and bring your credit card out to the front counter, would you?
You spent $4,000 on food for just your own family? Wait a minute. Let me see if I remember right. Art has 2 older brothers, right? So with you and your husband, that's 5 people, correct? You ate 25 orders worth of meat with only 5 people, including a 5-year-old?
Well, my 2 older boys are teenagers, you know. My oldest is on the football team. He's the star of the defensive line. And you know what they say, growing boys need their nutrition. And let me tell you, they got plenty of nutrition tonight. Thanks again for this wonderful dinner, Julia. So I'll be waiting for you at the counter like I said. I hope you have a high credit card limit. Julia, where are you? Answer me. I can't believe this. You're not at the restaurant? Then where on earth are you?
What is it, Mary?
Don't what is it me? You have to pay the check. Didn't you see my message? The total is $4,000. You need to come and pay it right now. But why aren't you at the restaurant? Where are you? What are you doing?
Restaurant? I'm sorry, Mary. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What restaurant are you referring to?
Now is not the time for games, Julia. This is serious. I know you got a reservation at the new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown. The super exclusive one? The one that your husband's rich uncle reserved for you for your party?
Mary, we're not at a restaurant. We're having a catered party at my husband's uncle's house.
You what? A catered party? They don't do catering. I've never heard of a Korean barbecue doing catering before.
Yeah, that's why I said I was surprised we could get a reservation. I guess he had to pull a few strings.
So you're not at the restaurant? For real?
No, we're not. What gave you the impression that we were?
But you said that you were going to have a party at an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant.
No, I said that we were going to have a party and that we were going to get meat from an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant. I never said that we were going to have a party at the restaurant. Weren't you listening?
But that's... what?
My husband's uncle has a vacation home down by the lake. It's really nice. Has its own private dock and everything. But anyway, he invited the whole family down to that lake house for the party. That's where we are right now.
Wait, then how are you?
And since we wanted to have a pleasant celebration where the whole family could relax and enjoy each other's company, he had the restaurant cater a party here rather than going to the restaurant to eat.
So, what about me? What am I supposed to do about this $4,000 bill they're asking me to pay? I would never have eaten this much if I thought I was going to have to pay for it. I thought you were paying for it.
Mary, I never once said that I was going to pay for your dinner. As a matter of fact, I explicitly said that you were not invited to the party.
But I told you that I was invited. I told you that I was invited, so I was invited, and that's all there is to it. I told you that you were paying, so you're paying, and that's final. And besides, what kind of cruel, heartless, unfeeling woman would pull a trick like this on a dear friend? I think I might have to tell the other mothers at school about your treachery. I'm sure they'd be all utterly appalled at your awful behavior. So this is your last warning. Get down here and pay the bill this instant.
Mary, I'm not sure how you got the impression that we're friends, but we're not. Not even close. We're barely even acquaintances.
Excuse me?
The only reason that I even gave you my contact info was because our kids were in the same class and we might need to contact each other in an emergency. It turns out that your Art and my Rick aren't even that good of friends. They barely ever play with each other. And furthermore, I've heard that you've been going around taking financial advantage of just about all of the other mothers in the class, and most of them have cut all contact with you. So do you really think that anyone's going to be concerned at all with any sort of gossip you may try to spread around about me?
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you trying to say that I'm some outcast? That everyone sees me as nothing but a moocher?
Yep.
Really?
So, like I said, I don't think the words of someone with a reputation as bad as yours will carry much weight at all, especially considering most of the mothers are your victims. Anyway, if you want to try and defame me, go ahead, make my day.
Hey!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to get back to, and we just cracked open our 3rd bottle of Dom Perignon.
Wait, hold on. I can't pay a $4,000 bill. I left my wallet at home. Please, Julia, please, pay the bill for me.
The restaurant staff realized some time ago that Mary and her family were going to try and pull an eat and run, so they had already contacted the police, who cut them off when they tried to run out the door. Fortunately for her, though, she had a lifeline. She called her father-in-law, who came down to the restaurant and paid the bill for her. Unfortunately, however, someone was recording the whole incident inside the restaurant that day. They uploaded it to every social media website in existence, and it went viral around the globe. They tried to move out of town to escape from the constant snickers and jeers from their neighbors, but nearly everyone with a cell phone had seen the video of their antics, and their reputation followed them wherever they went. It's so bad that they are even having a hard time finding someone who will hire them. Unemployed and homeless, Mary's 3 boys were all taken in by her father-in-law, who runs a karate school. The 3 of them all apologized to me for their mother's behavior before they transferred schools. Hopefully, Mary's father-in-law will raise them up to be proper men. As for Mary, well, I think it's a bit too late for her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
So, I saw your RSVP and, not attending? Really, Ashley? You're seriously going to skip my wedding? Why did you even send me an invitation? You honestly thought I'd want to watch you marry the man who cheated on me with you? It's called being classy. I'm including everyone, even the bitter ex-wife. You're the one making it weird by turning it into drama. No, Cindy, what's weird is you thinking we're still friends. You slept with my husband, Cindy, while we were still married. Oh my God, not this again. I didn't steal him. If your marriage had been working, he wouldn't have looked elsewhere. Maybe take a little accountability. Take a little accountability? Coming from the girl who's made a habit of stealing other people's boyfriends since high school? You were always accidentally dating someone's boyfriend, then acted shocked when people got upset. You flirted with Jessica's boyfriend at homecoming, hooked up with Brianna's prom date, and even lied about Melanie's. You've been doing this forever, Cindy. You just finally found one who was dumb enough to marry you. Wow, really digging up the archives, huh? I didn't realize this was a court hearing. It's not a court hearing, it's a pattern. And the only reason you invited me is to make yourself look innocent. You want me there so you don't have to sit in the mess you made by yourself. Okay, wow, someone's clearly not over it. Maybe try therapy instead of lashing out at people who've moved on. I've moved on. That's why I said no. Because I have no interest in watching 2 liars play house like nothing happened. Brad isn't a liar. He's my fiancé, soon to be my husband, and we're happy. You should try being happy for us. I was happy until you both blew up my life behind my back and acted like I was the villain for being upset. Jeez, relax. I was just trying to be nice by inviting you. Brad thought it might help clear the air or whatever. The only thing that needs clearing is your delusion that I'd ever show up to support either of you after what you did. Well, you know what it looks like from the outside. It looks like you're bitter and lonely. Like you can't stand the idea that we won.
You didn't win, Cindy. You got a man who cheats, lies, and sneaks around. That's not a win, that's a warning sign.
At least I'm not still clinging to the past. You really need to let it go and find something to do with your time.
I do have something to do with my time. A job I actually earned, responsibilities I take seriously, and a future I'm proud of. Unlike some people, I don't build my life out of someone else's leftovers and call it an upgrade.
Oh, here we go, Miss Hard-Working Career Woman. We get it, Ashley. You have a job. You probably schedule your emotions in Outlook.
I'd rather schedule my emotions than spend my life blowing up other people's just to feel important.
You really don't have to be so cold. I extended an olive branch and you basically lit it on fire.
You didn't send me an olive branch. You sent me a glitter-covered invitation to the wedding of my ex-husband and my ex-best friend. There's no peace offering in that, just arrogance. You and Brad deserve each other. Just don't expect me to clap while the ship sinks.
Fine, be that way. Don't say I didn't try to be the bigger person.
You didn't try to be anything but smug. And if you really want the truth, I hope you get everything you deserve.
Okay, so I've been thinking, and I feel like maybe we got off on the wrong foot with that whole RSVP thing. I know you're still mad, but honestly, I think this could be a healing moment for everyone if you just showed up. In fact, Brad and I were talking, and we actually think it would be so perfect if you gave a little speech.
A speech? You want me to give a speech? At your wedding? To the man who cheated on me with you?
Exactly. Think of how mature it would be. Everyone would see how graceful you are. It would show you finally moved on.
You are unbelievable. This isn't about grace. It's about you wanting me there for the optics. You want people to clap for your growth.
That is so unfair. This has nothing to do with optics. It's about letting go and showing we're not enemies.
Cut the garbage. Why do you really want me there, Cindy?
Fine, you want the truth. It's because it would be iconic, me walking down the aisle in that designer gown, surrounded by luxury, and you, the ex, being classy and cool and giving a heartfelt speech. It's like the ultimate moment of power and forgiveness.
Right, forgiveness as performance. Very on brand for you.
Also, it doesn't hurt that Brad is spending $50,000 on this wedding. 5 times what he spent on yours, by the way. The venue alone is almost $20,000. And the ring? Custom. You should see it sparkle.
50,000? Interesting. I didn't realize Brad had that kind of money lying around.
Well, clearly he was just waiting for the right person to spend it on.
Sure. Or maybe he's just gotten really good at pretending.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Just funny how someone who needed help paying rent a year ago is suddenly throwing $50,000 parties.
Maybe I'm just worth it. Ever think of that?
I think Brad's always had a way of making things look a lot shinier than they really are.
You really think I'm trying to hurt you, don't you? I'm just trying to include you because deep down, I still care.
You care about appearances. You care about control. You don't care about me. You never have. And you clearly don't know me at all.
Ugh, you're impossible. It's like no matter what I say, you twist it into some personal attack.
Because everything you say is about you. Your idea of peace is me putting on a smile while you soak up attention.
It's not attention, Ashley. It's love. It's a celebration, and you're the only one making it toxic.
No, I'm just the only one refusing to pretend your fantasy is real. You betrayed me, and now you want me to clap for it?
People would respect you more if you could just be the bigger person.
People already respect me, Cindy, because I don't fake forgiveness to look good in group photos.
Brad said you'd pull this. He said you'd make everything about you and refuse to let go.
Funny, he made everything about himself when he walked out of our marriage and straight into yours. Enjoy him.
Wow, I was offering you a moment to show grace and closure, but I guess you're too bitter to see the opportunity.
You're not offering grace, you're offering humiliation dressed in pastels. I'm not giving a speech, I'm not coming to your wedding, and I'm not pretending.
You'll regret this. One day when you're old and alone, you'll wish you had made peace while you had the chance.
If peace means standing in a room full of people clapping for a lie, I'll take solitude. Happily. Ashley, where is everybody? You didn't seriously convince our entire friend group to skip my wedding, did you? No, Cindy, I didn't need to convince anyone. People just made their own choice, and none of them chose you. Oh, please, you've been poisoning people against me for years. Don't act innocent. I know you've been talking trash behind my back. You're giving me way too much credit. You burned every one of those bridges on your own. I just stayed out of the smoke. This is insane. Not a single person from high school came. Not one. They were supposed to be here. I invited everyone. I even told the caterer to prepare for all of them. You know how expensive that was? Maybe check a calendar, Cindy, or a group chat. It's the 10-year reunion tonight. Everyone's there. That's where they are. Wait, what? You're telling me they scheduled the reunion on the same night as my wedding? No, they scheduled the reunion. You scheduled your wedding without knowing, because nobody thought you'd be invited anyway. You've got to be kidding! You're saying I wasn't even invited to my own reunion? That's exactly what I'm saying. You're not on the list. No one thought you'd be missed. And guess what? You weren't. Unbelievable. So they just, left me out? Without even saying anything after all the years I spent hanging out with them? Years you spent stealing their boyfriends, starting drama, and acting like you were the main character in everyone else's life? Yeah, that caught up to you. Oh my God, seriously? Everyone is still mad about stupid high school drama? That was a decade ago. We were kids. And you haven't changed a bit. That's the problem. You're still the same girl who treats people like trash and expects praise. Okay, wow, so you're all just fake. Smiling to my face, pretending we're cool, and then ghosting me the second I do something real? No one ghosted you. They just stopped pretending. You finally saw what life looks like when people stop covering for your messes. Unreal. I bet you're loving this. Sitting there in your boring little job while I have a designer gown and a luxury venue. The difference is my life is built on trust and hard work. Yours is built on stolen men and hollow Instagram captions. Please, your life is just spreadsheets and takeout. I've got a custom ring, a $50,000 wedding, and a new last name. I even upgraded the menu just in case the reunion crowd showed up. They were supposed to be part of this. And still nobody showed up. You think this is funny? You think it's fun watching me throw money away on Wagyu sliders and truffle risotto for ghosts? You needed it so badly you begged me to give a speech. Don't pretend you weren't counting on applause to make it all feel real. You know what? Let them rot at that stupid reunion. You think I care that a bunch of nobodies are eating shrimp in a banquet hall? It's actually a rooftop downtown. Full bar, gourmet catering, packed guest list. I'm here right now, actually. It's lovely. Oh, so now you're bragging? Wow, Ashley, classy. I'm not bragging, I'm just answering your question. You asked where everyone was, I gave you the truth. Screw the truth, you people were never real friends. All you ever did was judge me because I was hotter and had more confidence. We didn't judge you because you were pretty, Cindy. We judged you because you were cruel, competitive, and couldn't stop betraying people. Whatever, this is all fake, you're all fake. I bet the whole thing is a setup just to make me feel left out. No setup required. You did that part all on your own. You've got to be kidding me. Tell me this is some prank. Those photos from the reunion, they can't be real. Tell me it's fake. They're absolutely real. Tyson proposed last month. We decided to share the news at the reunion. Everyone was genuinely happy for us. You're engaged to Tyson Banks? Are you frickin' serious? He was supposed to be mine. No, he wasn't. You had a crush, a loud, obsessive, one-sided crush. That doesn't make him yours. It just makes you persistent. Everyone knew I liked him. I posted about him constantly. I wrote his name all over my binders. That was my dream guy. And he never once showed interest. You chased a fantasy. Meanwhile, Tyson and I got to know each other like adults. Quietly, respectfully, and with actual connection. So what? You just slide in behind my back while I was planning a wedding? You seriously can't let me have anything, can you? Cindy, the only thing you had was someone else's husband and a Pinterest board. Don't act like you built something worth defending. He's not even your type. Tyson is adventurous and fun, and you're just organized and uptight and beige. He likes stability, loyalty, integrity. He's not interested in drama queens with zero impulse control and a 10-year trail of ex-friends. I'm divorcing Brad right now. He's a mess anyway. I'm done wasting time. I am going after Tyson. He's going to see this. That's bold, considering Tyson already knows about your entire track record and wants nothing to do with you. You told him lies about me? I didn't need to lie. I just answered his questions. Turns out, slept with my best friend's husband speaks for itself. I can't believe this. First, you ruined my wedding. Now you're sabotaging my future? You are obsessed with tearing me down. You're doing that just fine on your own. But since you brought up Brad, you might want to look at his financials. He said he had savings. He told me he was waiting to use them on something meaningful, like our wedding. That something meaningful apparently also included a last-minute loan, taken out in your name, by the way. What? I heard from someone at the bank. He applied for credit using your joint information. I guess you didn't read the fine print when you signed the registry forms. He wouldn't do that. You're lying. That's illegal. So is lying on loan applications, and yet, here we are. I suggest checking your credit score soon. This is insane. You don't know anything. We just booked a luxury honeymoon. He bought me a Louis bag. None of that screams broke. Brad has maxed out 3 credit cards in the last 6 months. He borrowed $5,000 from a mutual friend and said he was 3 months behind on rent. No, you're just saying this to ruin things for me. You're bitter and jealous and making things up to feel powerful. I'm not bitter. I'm free. Which is more than I can say for you, tied to a man whose whole image is fake, and whose debt is now halfway attached to your name. You think you're so smart just because your life is quiet and boring? Well, guess what? I'd rather be dramatic than invisible. And I'd rather be invisible than bankrupt, married to a fraud, and alone in a banquet hall with 80 untouched Wagyu sliders. Ashley, you have to help me, please. I know things got ugly between us, but this is serious. I don't know what to do. That's a first. I am not joking. Brad's gone. He packed a bag and disappeared. He left a note saying, "Sorry, but I had to." That's all. And now you're surprised? He took the rest of our cash. The honeymoon was never booked. The Louis bag, it was fake. And the wedding invoices, all in my name. Sounds about right. I'm being harassed by the caterer, the venue, the planner. They're threatening legal action. The dress isn't even paid off. I thought he handled it all. You thought wrong. I owe over $30,000. That doesn't even include the credit card he opened with my info. They say I co-signed. I didn't even know he used my name. Let me guess. You didn't read anything before signing. You were too busy showing off your perfect day. He told me not to worry. He said he had it covered, that he had investments coming in, that this was the least I deserved. And you believed him, just like you believed you won. You don't get it. He conned me. He used me. You were married to him. You know how charming he can be. I do. I also know how full of crap he is. That's why I divorced him. That's why I warned you. No, you didn't. You were smug and cold and sarcastic, but you never actually warned me. I told you he was a liar. I told you he was broke. You said I was bitter. That's not on me, Cindy. You could have tried harder. You could have stopped me. You knew he would do something like this. I tried. You laughed. You told me I was jealous. You posted smug little captions about manifesting your dreams. That wasn't a dream, Cindy. That was my trash. I can't afford this. I can't even make rent this month. I might lose my job if this hits my credit report. I need help. You need a lawyer, or a financial advisor, or maybe both, but I'm not either of those things. And I'm done being your fallback plan. You're really going to just sit there while my life falls apart after everything? After all those years of knowing each other? We weren't friends, Cindy. Not really. You just used me, just like you used everyone. The only difference now is you picked someone who used you back. I'm begging you. I don't have anyone else. You don't even have to give me money. Just help me find him. You must know something. I don't, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I'm not going to track down my cheating ex-husband so you can scream at him for being exactly who he's always been. Please, just call the bank, say I didn't co-sign, or talk to the planner. Tell them you know he misled me. Something, anything. You think I'm going to clean up after your mess? You thought stealing Brad would give you some kind of fairy tale? What you got was debt in a tuxedo and a disappearing act. I thought you'd understand. I thought maybe deep down you still cared. That some part of you wouldn't want to see me ruined. I don't want to see you ruined. I just don't want to stop you from finally facing what you are. You wanted my life. You got his lies. You can keep them. You are heartless. No, Cindy, I'm just finally done. You'll regret this. When I figure it all out, when I recover from this, you'll wish you hadn't turned your back. I didn't turn my back. I just stopped facing the wrong direction. You're unbelievable. I hope Tyson cheats on you. I hope he walks out like Brad did. I hope you choke on your smugness. And I hope you eventually realize that none of this happened to you. It happened because of you. Don't you dare block me, Ashley. I swear if you block me... Goodbye, Cindy. I didn't block Cindy to hurt her. I blocked her because I finally realized she was never going to stop dragging me backwards. Some people mistake chaos for passion and drama for love, but I'm done mistaking noise for meaning. Brad was a liar, but Cindy made a choice too. She saw what he did to me, and she still wanted to wear the ring. She thought she could outrun consequences by pretending they only belonged to other people. But eventually, the truth catches up, with all of us. I didn't destroy her life. I just didn't save it. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not interested in proving anything. I have a quiet life, a steady relationship, and people around me who don't need to be impressed, just respected. Let her chase ghosts and empty luxury if she wants. I have real love now, real peace. And nothing, not a wedding, not a grudge, not a desperate text at midnight, is ever going to shake that again. She thought she was writing the ending to my story. Turns out, she was just the cautionary footnote.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey sis, long time no see. How many years has it been since you left home now?
Oh, I think I'm about to Oh, hi, Dana.
What's the attitude about all that? Still think you're hot stuff, do you? I'll be telling mom and dad about this.
The old run and tell your parents despite being a grown-ass woman trick. How I haven't missed you.
Oh, what's that? Are you scared? You know you'd be in heaps of trouble if I told mom and dad you were being horrible to me.
You act like you just revealed the mother of all trump cards, but you do realize I left home nearly 10 years ago now, right? Your threats have no power over me.
Huh?
Sure. Back then, I was a naive little kid with no life experience, and I was genuinely struggling with living on my own. The only reason your threats worked with me back then was because I was terrified by the prospect of having to make it completely on my own after mom and dad kicked me out. But luckily, I found a job the week before, which gave me a means of supporting myself. So I vowed to make it on my own without having to rely on my family in the slightest. 10 years down the line, I'm financially independent and happier than I've ever been. You do well to remember I'm not the same vulnerable little girl as I was 10 years ago.
Wow, you're so impressive, Rachel. Would you like a medal? Wait a second. When you say you're financially independent, no way! I'm actually surprised.
Why?
Isn't it obvious? How could a stay-at-home housewife be financially independent? That's not how it works.
Huh? Since when was I a stay-at-home housewife?
It's actually hilarious that you're claiming to be independent when you rely totally on your husband's salary to live. You literally wouldn't have food on the table if not for him. Start making sense, woman. You're cracking me up too much here.
Dana, what are you saying? Are you sure you're not making some kind of misunderstanding?
Huh?
You think I'm a stay-at-home housewife? Husband? Married? Wait, what? You think I'm married?
Well, you aren't?
No, I'm very much not. I can forgive you for misunderstanding since we haven't seen each other in over 10 years, but I'm single.
Whatever, you don't have to try and show off, sis. It really is pathetic how transparent you are. You're wasting your time, because I have incontrovertible proof that you're indeed married.
Huh? Proof?
I'm a little late coming out with this, because you distracted me. But now, on to the season I messaged you in the first place, without further ado.
Damn, you mean you're not done yet? Lord, give me strength. I want to sleep soon, so make it quick, okay?
Then listen and listen good. Now you might want to sit down for this, but you see how it is I'm pregnant with your husband's baby.
Huh, you're pregnant? With whose kid?
Your husband's, like I said.
But I just told you I'm single, so how is that possible? How can you be pregnant with my husband's kid if he doesn't exist? You're making some kind of mistake here, or maybe you're on drugs?
Drugs? How dare you? I most definitely am not. I'm pregnant, so the proof is right here in my belly.
Maybe you are pregnant, but that doesn't answer my question. Let me ask you once more, how is it possible that you're pregnant with my husband's kid when my husband doesn't exist? I'm single. S-I-N-G-L-E.
And like I told you, your husband's baby is in my belly. B-E-L-L-Y. Do you understand yet? Ugh, you're so dense.
I'm asking you because I don't understand. At the current point in time, I am husbandless. That means he doesn't exist, which means I'm single and that you, my darling, are crazy if you don't give up on whatever this is. I am S-I-N-G-L-E. Even if you are pregnant, which I don't doubt, your nickname did used to be the Village Bike after all, it's not my husband's.
Ugh! Good grief! You just do not know when to give up, do you? I understand your heart must be full of negative emotions like frustration, rage, and jealousy right now to see your more beautiful little sister doing so well in life. But you need to be careful not to upset me. I have a little one to think about now, and stress is bad for the baby.
Believe me, there isn't an ounce of frustration, rage, or jealousy towards my imaginary husband's kid in my whole body. I'm just annoyed because I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall. Okay, let's hear it. What's my husband's name?
You actually want me to say it? What a masochist. I guess I'll say it if you really want me to. Your husband's name is Toby.
Toby?
Why would you want to hear me say his name though? Isn't this painful for you? This isn't healthy, sis. So why don't you just stop before you get hurt again?
I'm not hurt, just indescribably confused. Who's Toby?
Huh?
If I recognized the name, I thought I might be able to ask my friends if they knew anything, but I've literally never met anyone called Toby in my entire life.
Huh?
I have no idea what kind of mammoth misunderstanding you're in the grips of here, but I strongly recommend you reinvestigate the identity of the father of your child. Goodbye.
Well, would you look at that? Turns out it was your husband after all. Why did you lie?
Excuse me?
It was Toby. I knew it.
How many times do I have to tell you I don't have a husband?
I hung around outside his house for a little while today because what you said had me so confused, and lo and behold, you come walking out.
Huh?
Which got me thinking, why would you be so desperate to deny it, to the point of telling barefaced lies and claiming you were single? And it finally dawned on me, I think I get it now, because you can't bring yourself to move out of this huge luxury 5-bedroom house after working so hard to move in there with him.
Huh? Luxury 5-bedroom house? I didn't think it was possible, but I'm even more lost than before.
I hate to break this to you, Rachel, but I'm pregnant with your man's baby, which means I'm gonna be moving in so we can live together as a family, which means I'm so sorry, but you've gotta go. So if you don't mind, I need you to accept your fate, accept that your more beautiful sister won, and get out of my house.
But...
The jig is up. You can't bend and distort the truth anymore, because I outsmarted you. I bet you didn't expect me to wait outside his house, did you? I'm a genius. Boom! Divorce him, pack your things, and leave.
For the millionth time, I'm single.
Seriously, are you still playing this game? Even though my clever investigate efforts expose the truth to the light of the day? You know it's a waste of time, Rachel. Why are you doing this? You, seriously, do not know when to give up.
Well, I think you're right when you say the truth has been exposed to the light of day.
And so you admit it then?
I admit nothing.
Huh?
Hey, can you do me a favor? Would you mind putting your lunatic crusade against me on hold for a little while? I need to check something.
Huh? Check something? What is it?
Dana, I finally know who this Toby guy you're convinced is my husband is.
Huh?
I had a sneaking suspicion this might be the case, so I did a few checks. Can you just confirm something for me? That house that you think you saw me coming out of, was it the one recently got built on Apple Lane behind the highway?
Aha, that's right. So you knew exactly what I was talking about all along. Why even bother playing dumb? I get that when you preserve what little of your pride and dignity you have left, but this really would have been easier for everyone if you just admitted it straight away. How tragic! I could already be living my dream life of luxury and glamour as Toby's stay-at-home housewife, barefoot and pregnant in his kitchen, if not for your stubbornness.
It's true, I did have a vague idea of what you might be talking about. But I have a duty of confidentiality that limits what I'm able to discuss due to my job. I am, however, willing to have this discussion within the range of what I just got permission from the boss on. Now, the key point here is that the married couple living in that house have both long been retired.
Huh? Then Toby must be their son.
Wrong. Their only son lives abroad and hasn't been home in a year.
What?
The only reason I go there a couple times a week is for my job as a visiting carer.
Huh? Your job?
That's right. I work for a company that provides care services to the elderly.
Wait a second. This can't be. If what you say is true, then who the hell's kid am I carrying?
Apparently, this Toby you keep mentioning is their personal driver, who also happens to be living on their sofa after falling on hard times.
Their driver?
I've never really spoken to him beyond the basic pleasantries, so I didn't realize who you meant until I stopped and thought about it for a while. Every time you meet him, he has you climb through a window, right? Did you never think that was strange?
No! He told me all the doors were broken. Plus, I thought it would be better that way, since we could get in trouble if you found out what we were doing. I didn't mind climbing through a window if it meant we could be together.
The obvious explanation to anyone with a brain being that he was sneaking you into somewhere you weren't supposed to be, because it wasn't his house.
Seriously? Rachel, what do I do? What do I do? Toby's real wife just sent me a horrible letter demanding compensation.
Huh? Ah, I see. What was it again? He had to move out for a while because their house got flooded, right? There was no more room at her parents' place, so Toby moved in with the Jeffersons. Which is when you got your claws into him and you had your affair.
I had no idea he had a wife.
That's interesting. I got a different impression back when you were bragging about being pregnant with my husband's baby. Not only that, but they had kids, didn't they? Damn it, Dana, what have you done?
If he's not your husband, I don't want him.
Huh?
I only stole him because I thought he was your husband. He's useless to me now. I thought it was so unfair that you got to live in that huge house with him. There was no way I was gonna let you carry on getting away with it. But if he's not your husband, I'm not interested. He's welcome to his wife. I don't care.
Dana, I think it might be a little late for that.
Huh?
I spoke to Mr. Jefferson, the actual owner of the house, who's finally aware of everything that's been going on under his roof now. You announced the pregnancy to Toby at the same time you handed over a signed set of engagement papers and declared your undying love for him, right? This all happened the day after his divorce with his ex-wife was finalized. Of course, because why waste time? Anyways, Mr. Jefferson said he was so ecstatic, he took the marriage papers down to the local office straight away with a smile on his face and a spring in his step.
No way!
Mr. Jefferson also fired Toby as their personal driver as soon as he found out what he'd been doing.
Fired? Why?
Because he betrayed their kindness by sneaking his mistress in through their window to have a sordid affair in the room they invited him to stay in because they felt sorry for him. Mr. Jefferson might be kind, but he doesn't tolerate disrespect. And to be honest, Toby is lucky. He's also ex-military, and his wife tells me he was known to get violent with people back in the day. Oh, and by the way, obviously it wasn't my fault, but the company understood that continuing to work there could be difficult for me, knowing that one half of the disgraced couple was my little sister. So after lengthy talks between me, my boss, and the Jeffersons, out of consideration for me, It was decided that I wouldn't be their designated carer anymore and would go somewhere else.
Oh my!
The result being that I'm now responsible for looking after one of Mr. Jefferson's old friends, who, funnily enough, just so happened to be considering hiring a carer. The company are happy because they gained a handsomely paying new customer, and I get to carry on with my job as a visiting carer in the same capacity as before, with a little change of scenery.
This can't be happening. Are you telling me that despite the fact I'm pregnant with some unemployed homeless guy's kid and we're even about to get married, you benefited in some way? I don't understand how you have. But that's what it sounds like, and it's not fair. Not fair!
Are you serious? You don't have a leg to stand on here. None of this would be happening if you hadn't stolen my imaginary husband. Mistaking Toby for the owner of the house, mistaking me for Toby's wife, it could have all been prevented if you'd just done your research properly before charging in with your legs wide open, or at the very least, asking me first. I would have just told you, you know?
But if I'd asked you, there was a chance you might figure out my plan to steal your husband.
That's why your life's at rock bottom, and that's why there's no light at the end of this tunnel. Are you at least self-aware enough to understand you dug your own grave?
No, I can still fix this. I know. I'll give Toby to you.
Huh? You couldn't possibly mean. You want me and Toby to get married and raise the kid currently growing inside your belly together? You couldn't possibly mean that, could you?
That's right. Phew! I'm so glad you understand. Thank you, sis. I was starting to worry there. Okay, well now, you just have to charm him. You can do that, right?
That's definitely not going to happen.
What? Why not? You have a right to protect me. I'm your little sister. That's what sisters do. You should be looking out for me. The only reason you exist in the first place is to help me when I'm in trouble. What's the point in you being around otherwise?
I got married 3 days ago.
Huh?
Me and my boyfriend, a colleague from work who I've been dating for 5 years, went 3 days ago to hand in the marriage registration papers together.
What the hell? You had a boyfriend the whole time?
Yep.
But that means you lied. You said you were single. What am I supposed to do now about my marriage to Toby?
You're the one who married him in the first place, so you could, I don't know, get out of your own mess? None of this has anything to do with me.
But don't you feel bad for me? This is awful. I'm a victim here.
In a sense, you are a victim of yourself. If you want a divorce, then tell him you want a divorce. It's really that simple. The kid you're pregnant with, too? Decide what you're gonna do between yourselves. It's time you stop trying to run away from the consequences of your action and faced reality, Dana.
Why won't you help me?
Do I really have to spell it out?
How am I supposed to know if you don't tell me?
Okay, have it your way. Because it's not my problem. It's your mess, and it's up to you to get out of it.
Huh?
Stop trying to pin the blame for your crazy, selfish behavior on other people, and stop trying to escape responsibility for once in your life. Wipe your own ass.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
No, wait! Don't go! Please, Rachel, I'm begging you!
Later on. You might be wondering what our parents were doing while all this was going on. Apparently, my sister had told them that she'd stolen my rich husband. I don't know what came over them, but they were so excited that they spent a huge chunk of their pension on a celebratory party, thinking Dana would be able to cover it with her new husband's money before long. They started seriously panicking when they realized she'd made a huge misunderstanding the whole time and would never see that money again. By the time Dana and Toby went to take refuge at their place, they were already gone. Why? Because by then, they were knocking on the door of Toby's parents' house. Toby's parents were overjoyed by the news that they'd be getting a grandson, but they were disgusted with their son for having an affair and vowed to instill some morals in him by any means necessary. Last I heard, his dad had him up at 5 a.m. every morning to undergo a rigorous moral education. Apparently, he also works 3 separate jobs now because he's so overwhelmed with debt due to all the compensation he owes his ex-wife, and after being abandoned by all his friends, has no one to turn to. After sending me one last demoralized message, my disgraced younger sister completely vanished, and I never heard from her again. It never should have come to this. My life was meant for the better.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.